Let me fix my lips. They're kind of crusty, but once again, it's me, KNG. Let's talk about it, right? So, let's talk about the Brandon T. Jackson interview, can we? And let's, superimpose it to the Katt Williams interview. So, the Brandon T. Jackson, he was sounding like an industry plant. Said he wasn't no industry plant. My nigga. That's exactly what an industry plant would have said. So says Katt Williams. Now, is he an industry plant? The world will never know. I mean, he was on the last show, or the last showing of blackface in Hollywood. So there's that. But more or less, I like the guy, right? Good guy. Very spirited on occasions, and likes to make others laugh. That's always a bonus. Now, a couple of things. One thing, don't you be talking about my mama. Okay, he never talked about my mama. One thing was that he wanted to spread the good word about buying silver and gold, bullion or whatever. But he wanted to buy from him. Now, of course, it can have his press. He can press down silver. He can press down gold. And he can have his own, sticker on it. But it was like, yeah, I carry around this silver right here. I mean, it ain't worth nothing, but silver is worth its troy ounce in weight, right? So it does have a worth to silver and gold without being pressed and stamped by whoever, as long as it can be verified as pure. Now, a lot of these pressers, they do go to 99.99% purity in most cases. Now, I say all this to say that he was ill prepared to give the message of, financial freedom. But then he started sounding like a charlatan, somebody who was in it for the money. Everybody give $1. Everybody give $1 to a billionaire. And he's going to make sure we get taken care of. Okay, that's good. I ain't got no problems with that. But why not talk to the billionaire first? Why not have him in your pocket to make that correlation, make that relationship? Because he might not want to do it. Why? Because he might be like, this might put a target on my back. You know what I mean? So, obviously, I'm wealthy, living a life of luxury. Why do I need animosity, tension, stress, when I did all of that to get where I am? You know what I mean? Now, Brandon T. also talked about, man, it ain't no such thing as industry plants. It ain't no such thing as Illuminati. Niggas kill me with all this blah, 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 blah. Now, Brandon, how little do you know of the world and man himself? See, ultimately, power is a man's greatest achievement and his ultimate goal for his self and his lineage. Now, would a man want after he has enough money to buy a country? He wants the people in that country to serve him, obviously, because that's the power, right? Power is the ability to manipulate or move people in the direction that you choose for them. See, if you don't have any movement of people, you don't have power, right? So ultimately, these people have all this money and resources, but they can move people that are employed by them, but they can't move the masses. So that's what their aim is. And they would work with others that aim the same height, right? So these are families, maybe 13 in total, or whomever, right? But to say that there are not nefarious organizations and oligarchies, you'd be mistaken, son, because that's the way the world works. You know, since the beginning of diplomacy, capitalism, there's always been people looking to control the world, right? So that is one of the goals that man has had through the entirety of his existence, right? So once he had a vision of how much or how large is the world, how vast is the world, that's how much I want to own. Whether it was, and mind you, I'm talking about the Caucasian grafted man, but still, his mindset and his reach has been global for the past, I want to say, almost a millennia, maybe definitely a half a millennia, a few centuries, you know. But that's the way it's working, right? That's the way it always has worked since your ass been born. Now, industry plants. You can have industry plants that are, yes, I'll do what you want, because some roles aren't favorable to the community, right? So if I tell you we got another slave movie coming out, well, we're gonna get to play in it, because it seems like slave movies have lost their appeal to black and brown people in America, and I don't know if they want to continue with the work that we have for them when it comes to slave movies or movies of oppression, bondage, so on and so forth. Okay, well, let's just get us a Brit. Let's just get us somebody who speaks the same language. It could be from Australia. They have language coaches, and they'll play the role. It doesn't matter if the American black, Negro, whatever, wants to play the game. But we have to get the message out there of second class, of oppressive mind state, of, you know, superior race, subliminally. And we have to make this movie, you know, because it has been greenlit, because it works in perpetuity to the overall agenda of making people into mental slaves, mentally bonding them to a whether it's government, whether it's employment, whatever it is, we want to bond people to these ideas, because that's all everything is. It's only ideas, right? That man makes ideas, so that means man can make a new idea or break an idea's concept, right? Through debate, discussion, whatever. So now, industry plants are those that would not only take the roles that help the agenda, that those that are woke, that are in the know, that have some opinion or morals or conscience about the role and its effect on the community. They might say, this is not, you know what I mean, eggs and bacon. We want to go ahead and do something different, something more positive, uplifting. People need it, right? So, with that, what happened there? With that said, industry plants not only do that job, but they do the job of convincing others of the parts they should play, of the agents they should have, of the lawyers they should have. You know what I mean? They play the job of, hey, I'm on your side and I'm helping you. Oh, he did what? Well, you know they all do that, so you really just gotta, take it and run with it. It's I hate to hear that it happened to you, but you know what I mean. It's just part of the job. That's just what it is, right? And if you say something about it, you're not really gonna work in Hollywood no more. So they're the people that are in line for carteling people into a mindset, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, it's okay. He played fine. He played knick-knack on your behind. So, you know what I'm saying? You got the industry plants to plant the idea of normalcy, of it's okay. It's going to happen. We have to, move forward. So, lastly, he was talking about making his own movies, Tubi, and things like that, and that's wonderful. I believe him making roles for himself, making roles for other people, putting that positive light. I don't know what light is going to be shed on his movies, right? Obviously, he could go the Tyler Perry route and have T.D. Jakes all up in there talking about, yes, girl. But we shall see. Now, another thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, he was talking about, I took 7 years off to try to reach my people and try to bring them into, enlightenment or whatever. But they ain't want it. But see, you have to reach people at the level that they are at. You feel what I'm saying? You can't reach people trying to be better than or greater than they are. You have to say, all right, well, what it is, I see where y'all at, and let me drop this one thing, right? If I can get this one thing going, and then my whole job is done. But you can't say, I want this multitude of things. Nobody does that, in politics at least. It's always one thing. I'm going to get this one thing done. This is my agenda. This is my sword to die on. So what was that one thing he wanted? He never says. Me? I want to make sure we don't litter. Littering causes a spiral and a slippery slope into worthlessness. I'm surrounded by trash and I feel like trash. All right? My campaign is to stop the littering in the community. Make it as pristine a place as you see in any other community. Right? Why do we have to be the trash people surrounded by the trash? So, this is my review on what it was. Let me know if you saw it, what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.